And it begins. Pretty weak hand, but yeah, a few cyclers. We got this. Have at least three draw steps before we have to have the land. I'm gonna risk it. This hand seems a lot better versus like zombies or black green than like mono red. Opponent may have a tough decision. He's been in the tank about a minute on the mulligan so far. Hey George, what are you into, man? It is too early to be awake. Well, we'll keep. Not sure what that is, and I'm positive that I'm not happy that there was a mountain on the other side of the board when we kept this hand. This hand is not even good if we hit lands now versus red deck. He could still be like a teamer deck or something and just leading on mountain for. Oh, nope, never mind. Alright. If he's throwing a shock like that, he probably definitely has Hazoret in his hand too, so. Bad times for us. Probably can't win this game. Probably can't win this game. Especially if he just has like land and a Hazoret. Sure. Not good, my friends. Know what we need to even win now. I guess sensor hitting literal anything is fine. Blessed Alliance would be a good draw, but probably wouldn't be good enough. Cast Out's probably the best draw we could get. Still, just don't think it's good enough. Unfortunately, this means he can resolve a Chandra or a Hazoret, and there's literally nothing I can do about it, but I can't just take the 2 damage and go to 6, especially when he's got already 6 points of damage in play. Wow, he killed it. I guess he has land in his hand? Rip. I guess we have to have a land, so we'll just go ahead and keep it. Assuming we're taking 4 this turn? Oh, good lord, we're not taking 4. It's a Christmas miracle. Thank you for the host, Mac. The Catastrophe. How was your stream today? That unsummon was actually a great draw. Don't even care if I get the opponent life. It prevents the damage and prevents him a second card draw. And he may tap out. If we draw an untapped land, we're probably in good shape. Alright. I guess it's worth it. Stops him from getting a card this turn, but it's not great. In theory, we'll be spending our mana next turn. If he had a hazard or something, he would have played it that turn, so there's no real danger of any follow-up other than like Karl Zev or something. Would be literally the only thing he could play. Well, that's not any good for us. We really needed to land that turn. Getting to land that turn was fairly vital because saving the Glimmer to get to our approach quicker was going to be pretty important in that game. You can always just draw the approach though. Go ahead and melt down that. Save the attack step. Going to 6 back to 13, at least 12. If he doesn't draw a Hazoret, we're probably going to be okay. Oh, never mind. We're just fine. He can't deal that much damage in one turn, I don't think. He had a pretty good draw. He had everything he needed except for exactly Hazoret. Let's go ahead and hit F6. He can't deal 13 damage with one card. Not even 2 cards with the Beaumont Courier. There's no reason to cycle to Censor. That's just running up the total when the game's already over. This is a paper tournament, I could just show him the approach, but now we have to wait for him to decide whether he wants to use the Beaumont and stuff while I'm tapped out. You can just steal so many games just by drawing a second approach. The sideboarding is not something I'm actually sure how to do in this match, because I lack way more cards coming in than I have to go out. Pretty much like every one of these cards that provide either 2 blockers and or lifelink. I kind of actually like the Gearhulks as well, because they can buy back Blessed Alliances and stuff. Things that I don't think are good. I've been cutting one approach, but cutting an approach feels kind of thin. I've been cutting a couple Fumigates. I've been cutting a couple of Supreme Wheels. I've been cutting like one sensor. I usually swap that from the plate to the draw. And I've been cutting a couple of these pretty happily, but like, I don't know what else to cut. Could just be all the Supreme Wheels. Thank you for the host, Ocean Man. I appreciate it. Maybe the gear hooks aren't good enough to come in. Especially on the draw. That's just another 6-drop. Fumigates aren't particularly good, but I do like to have a couple copies in case the game gets in that weird state. Oh, wait, I don't want this card. That was a misclick. Okay, that makes things a little easier then, I guess. Someone sent me a message. I don't recognize that name. Let's see. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. Anyway, back to the game. This hand seems fun. As usual, we need to draw a bunch of lands and stuff. Alright. Oh, we drew Bay. Yep, gonna have to draw some lands. I wonder if it was right to just go ahead and play the stream on turn 1. Alright, I guess I'll cycle this thing. Uh-oh. We have a problem, Lucy. Where are our lands? Gain 1, lose 3. Back to 20. I guess I'll stop this conversation since, we are streaming and all that. But go ahead and unsummon this guy. Mostly because I can still censor it. Oh god, I'm supposed to close that. Nobody wants to see that. So down to 18. Hopefully we'll draw an untap land. Untap land will be great if we get it. If we get an untap land, we have a cast out for any type of Hazoret, and we have a Blessed Alliance for that. But guess what we didn't get? It's probably still worth it to kill that thing. Especially if the cast out in their hand. Just preventing any amount of life we can get seems kind of relevant right now. And if we wait a turn, it could just be like a much, much worse creature that we get. Like he could just cast any other creature and get it. So I like preserving the life total. And say he even has a follow-up with a Chandra or a Hazoret, we have the cast out. Hazoret's not even particularly threatening when he's got 6 cards in hand still. Yeah, I'm glad we did what we did because making him sacrifice the Kinra didn't really do anything. Ugh. Well, that was a good draw. Hmm. Probably just going to prevent damage this turn. We assume he'll cast something else, and hopefully we'll draw to land for the Linvala. Well, we didn't draw to land for the Linvala. That card's pretty good. I think that card's worth keeping, even though we really wanted to land. I think I have a high enough life total now that I'm thinking about just taking the 5. Yeah, I'm fine with just taking this 5. It's only really bad if he has a second cropper. Have something to compress your Chandra now, and we still have a bunch of life gain in our hand. Him having multiple removal spells would be bad. Like, multiple. Well, looks like he does have multiple. Well, things aren't going particularly good here, but if we get a land, I'd say we're in fine shape. Down to 9, but he's got 2 cards in hand, and we're gaining 4, so we should be at 12 at the end of this turn. $12 or higher, depending on whether I used a meltdown or not. It's pretty vital we draw a land exactly now, especially if he has Hazard. If it's anything other than Hazard, the land's not a requirement. But I assume it's Hazard. Still going to be close. It's going to be close. He can deal 6 damage a turn right now, and we're 7 cards away from winning, so it's definitely going to be close. So that was 4 cards on that turn that we drew. So we'll be drawing our 5th on our turn. So we're still 3 cards away. Probably going to have to gain life one more time. That's a Glory Bringer. Alright, well, Fumigate will probably seal it. We still have 2 Fumigates in the deck. Any of our draw 2s gives us a redraw to the Fumigate as well. We're going to take 3 this turn, and then next turn we can take 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, like, we're dead if we don't hit. That's probably enough, but I won't guarantee it. Still 2 cards away. I should have played the land. Playing the land didn't matter. But opponent only gets 1 more draw step. So he's got to deal 9 damage to us this turn with 2 cards. I'm already taking into account he done 2 damage with Deshandra. So he's got to deal 7 damage with 2 cards now. Because our next card is another approach. He's got 1 card. That means he can't do it. Well, that doesn't do anything. And mono red down. Drawing Disafforded to Councils is pretty key in that match. Obviously. I like to state the extreme obvious for all of the viewers. Just so you guys can know what is obviously happening. The super obvious. Ooh, match started pretty quickly this time. I guess the hand's okay. It's actually not a very good hand. Versus black-green, it might be okay. But it's looking like we may not hit the lands as well. All snakes like to do is go sneak sneak. Well, we had 2 lands in our opening hand, so we had 3 lands, or 3 turns to draw 1 land. Do you think it's worth just bouncing that to his hand? Makes that one smaller. And we don't know what we get to use on our next turns. Huh. Well, now we can counterspell anything we feel like. Or we can just search for a land. Resolved. Sure. You can have that. I think it's worth making him kill it. It prevents 3 damage and costs him 1 land for the turn. Rip. Maybe we shouldn't have killed it. showed us the forest. Sure. This card's a little annoying. There we go. Card's considerably less annoying now. Three cards in hand. Sure. Sneaky Snake resolves. Escalate with 2 modes. I'm still at 20. That's one of their better threats versus me. Untap land would be great. This game would have been a lot different if we hadn't missed the one land drop that we missed. I say it'd been a lot different, but I feel pretty favored in the spot that we're even at. Go ahead and take the 2 damage. I could look for the other Blessed Alliance or something, but I think it's better to be save the mana in case he has a post Gearhulk. I guess I don't really want either of those right now. I'm going to wait a turn. That way I can hold up the Supreme Will as well. Ooh, that was a good one. I'm going to keep both of these. I kept both of these, or kept both of those. Didn't really need to. I already had a Supreme Will, so I could have dunked my Supreme Will, but I don't believe that they have an out from this spot, so wasn't that particularly worried about it. And next turn we'll draw everything regardless. So he's got to deal 20 damage this turn, or find a way to make me discard. Since I have redundant copies of the Illumination and the Will, that's just not going to happen. And this should have the approach in it. Alright. Opponent conceded. Whoops. There it is. Alright, sideboarding's a little more difficult. They generally have Lost Legacy, which generally makes me want my Torrential Gearhulks, my Linvalas, and my Regal Carousels for sideboard, or sorry, for, what do you call it? Like kind of a little conversion. Also, like the Descent from the Sinful, I just like sweepers versus them. Um, Ours is okay because they have Nissa, but I believe Cast Out's better than Nissa in the abstract. So basically, I just generally shave a bunch of cards here. Still want pretty much all of our cards, but cut an approach because there's a good chance that they can just beat it anyway. I'm going to tap out for 7 mana and then they're going to play Lost Legacy, for example. So, like, the approaches aren't even good, but, like, I like keeping a couple in to make them be able to draw it. The Hours of Revelation may be worth it still. I'm not actually sure. This hand's fine. We have a Fumigate and we have a Glimmer. They're probably going to sideboard or Transgress us, so we can imagine that one of these two cards are going to be gone before it's relevant. Alright, there's a kill condition. There's a Snickety Snake. Drawing the Censor to get Rishkar or Nissa's pretty solid. Willing to take the 2 damage and just melt down post combat. Being able to stop a Nissa is just more important. Being able to stop that's fine too. If I had double wide, I may have let that resolve. Or we don't have double wide, it's definitely not worth it. Well, I don't think he's going to play around anything, so I don't think there's any reason for me not to put the meltdown on it now. In fairness, they could have had Blossoming Defense. It may have been better for me just to meltdown on my turn. Sure. I think it's worth it to get the guaranteed wide in play, because even if they have a Transgress, we can resolve the Regal Caracal? Caracat? Kitty Cat. The Regal. I'll just say Regal. Regal! Ricola. Sure. The card's fine. So I should still gain 2 life. What's up, James? What are you into today, man? And by gaining 2 life, I mean breaking even, because he should sack this and he should sack that. A lot of times they've been forgetting to sack this one, though. I've actually been gaining this life a lot because people haven't been sacking it. See? Gained a life that I didn't deserve to gain. Which school is she going to? Uh-oh. 8-8. That's a good one. Hmm. I think I won't cast anything this turn. I think I'm willing to take 8 damage. To see if I can draw like a Blossoming Defense or a Effort Meltdown or something. Pikeville Elementary. Are you excited for her to go to school for first? I did not stream earlier today. This is the first stream today. I think I kind of just want to keep both of those. So unless he has an untapped land, he won't attack this turn. Nope. I woke up, had some breakfast, watched a little bit of streams, and then turned it on. What did he take? He took the approach. Nice. The approach wasn't really anything I was thinking about. Yeah, well, might as well gain the 4 life. Oh, wow, getting that 4 life was terrible. Actually lost a point of life because of it. Well, that was a pretty bad mistake. That was a pretty bad mistake, James. Why am I that dumb? Actually, could be a game costing mistake. 5 points of life is a lot. Oh god. I need a fumigate and more now. A fumigate and more. Hmm. Maybe I should side these in? I think blue white approach beats this deck too, but that was a great draw for him. I played this game poorly. I think if I had another 10 life, it would have been easy. Sorry, another 5 life. It would have been easy. And I've not lost yet. I'm probably still a favorite if I draw a fumigate. But yeah, no, I played this game pretty poorly. I think this deck's pretty good. I'm what's my record with this deck? I'm like 18 and out of 26 with it, so 18 and 6. That's like right under 70%. And I think a lot of my losses were not hitting a 5th land and or punting. Like punting this game was pretty bad. If I was at 15 life, I'd have a heck of a lot better chance than what I have right now. But like, I've not even lost this game yet. It's just not looking good. Oh wow, he thought about it that long to play that card? That seems ridiculous to me. That seems absolutely ridiculous to me. Well, I need to get this one off the field. Well, I can't even do that. Alright. So if I do that, I drop a bunch. I would have been at 4 life. Hmm. And I would have lost all of my frets. I can't believe he took that long to make that play. That's kind of frustrating. So he's got 12. Guess I'm technically still alive if I make this play. Sure. If he's got a removal spell, I'm just dead. If he had a removal spell, I'm pretty dead anyway. This makes my Descent from the Unsinful viable if I draw it. Torrential Gearhulk. Does Torrential Gearhulk keep me alive in any manner? I believe it does. I believe it does. Alright, I guess he gets a Nissa token. So if I attack Nissa with that, then I just have 11. No. Him attacking's good. If I had more mana, I could have played. If I had more mana, I could have played this and got double onto Blessed Alliance. Two modes. Targeted opponent sacrifices a creature, we gain 4 life. So he's going to sacrifice the 4/4, obviously. We'll trade our team for his Fing. He's going to kill the 2 big boys. And, well, we're back in reasonable shape. Whenever the heck reasonable shape is. Let's see what we got going on here. A Blessed Alliance and another Glimmer. I guess we'll take both of those. The Blessed Alliance, in case he has a Walking Ballista or he like Gearhulks the plant or whatever. The Glimmer, in case he doesn't. Pretty simple. Another Quagmire's a good one. Uh-oh. Not yet, we haven't, friend. It's just 6 lands, so if he has a land in hand or he top decks a land, that's a problem. Drawing a Fumigate here is pretty solid. Ooh, a Cast Out. Cast Out does things. The Blessed Alliance actually does things too, doesn't it? I guess we don't want the Blessed Alliance, we'll just stick with the Cast Out. So we have enough mana to literally do everything we can. Opponent, get attacked. Opponent, get attacked. Well, that was the land he wanted. Now he has to worry about Gearhulks and stuff. The card I'm worried about most is Walking Ballista the rest of this game. There's only one approach in the deck. But there's still a Linvala left, and there's still another Gearhulk, so. Control can do that. Yeah. This is a pretty weird spot. I didn't think that we would get very far of this game. Escalate all 3 modes. So we're going to gain life. This is going to untap. And target opponent is going to sacrifice a creature. So he's going to sacrifice this. We're going to block this. He's only shown 1 so far. And we're in theory gonna trade the board again. He could have Blossoming Defense, but most builds that play Oaths of Nissa don't have Blossoming Defense. So it's not a guaranteed thing, but like it's a potential thing. Don't want you and don't want you. I guess I'm not gonna play the farmland. We're down to 33 cards, but we've cycled a bunch. We have a Fumigate for the next threat. We're at 10 life. Oh, that's the next threat. Just go ahead and cycle. Cycle this as well. There's an approach. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Alright, he still has Lost Legacies and Transgresses, so this approach hasn't guaranteed one anything yet. Not going to cycle that because it's better to save it to try to get to the approach quicker. So approach is currently 7 cards down. We have another Fumigate. So Lost Legacy is pretty much the only card we have to worry about. So now it's 6 cards down. Now it's 5 cards down. Do we have enough mana to do it all? We do. Now it's 4 cards down. And now it's in our hand. Suck it, Misplaced Ginger. We can beat this deck too. I told you we hadn't lost. That we were in bad shape when we missed that land drop and when we made our misplay, but we hadn't lost. If we hadn't made that misplay, we'd still have over 20 life versus that draw, and they drew everything other than Lost Legacy. And when they've only gone through 22 cards, they've not even had that high of a percentage to hit the Lost Legacy. Which is one of the reasons I don't like Lost Legacy. Oh, an opponent was tapping. Anyway. So we need to win 1 out of 3 for a pity chest. Always my fave. I guess I should pull up the... always friendly when I stream. To be honest, I don't notice a lot of difference between friendlies and normal. And we played Ramunap Red into Brad Nelson's Black Green deck. Well, potentially Brad Nelson's Black Green deck. I guess technically we can't see a 75, but like this opponent's even duo queuing. The EV's not a lot different in them either. We'll keep. If he's duo queuing, I'm assuming he's some kind of aggro deck. So the Meltdown would be moderately useful here, but this hand's not great if we see a mountain. And we see a mountain, so this hand's not great. I don't think we can mulligan it though. No. That means he's probably ramping. It's even worse. Yeah, this deck does not beat ramp, so. But it does have 10 2-mana interactive spells. 14 if you count sensors. I'm assuming he's ramping that I just really don't have anything better to Meltdown. He's not going to play around a sensor, I don't think, anyway. So I think if he had the Beneath the Sands, he would just play the Beneath the Sands. It's the same force he already showed us. No Beneath the Sands. Need to find a counter spell for his Hour of Promise. That is the big key card in this match. We can sometimes win game 1 on the play, because we can get out our land before he starts killing it, but the fact that we need a 7-mana sorcery to win's pretty thin on the chances to win. I'm going to look for a counterspell or a draw to. I think it's our best likelihood of winning. And we didn't hit it, so we probably just don't win. Like if he just has a Hour of Promise, the game's very likely over. As the board states right now, I still need 10 more turns to win. He's definitely ramp. I believe ramp to be my hardest match, by the way. Sure. Well, we don't care about that card at all. Looks like he is playing around Sensor. Yeah, it is a pretty cool little dragon. Ron Spencer does pretty good art. I guess he played around Sensor last turn. He left a mana up for some reason, but I still don't think it changes anything. That could be the Urza Saga Dragon, right? I think this is the name of the Urza Saga Dragon. Yeah, I think it's the Urza Saga Dragon. 7th would have been around that time, wouldn't it? Well, we drew a counterspell. That's something. It's not a lot, but it's something. Rob Alexander does great art on lands as well. But no, I agree with you. Is this plan just to keep beating with that? I guess I'll take more damage. I don't think the amount of damage he can do even matters to me. Six? It's just six. Another Walking Ballista? I guess we can counterspell another Walking Ballista. Counterspelling that seems kind of bad, doesn't it? No, I guess we have to. I think the main reason I'm doing this is because he missed a land drop. He'll untap and clearly just have like land. He could just resolve his Hour of Promise now too. Oh wow. This hand is pretty weak if this is what he's doing. Alright. Whatever. I gain no life and I take 6, but I don't want to take any more. Or I gain no life, rather. I don't know why I said take 6. Down to 12 we go. And the new YouTube video just is officially posted. Uh-oh. Well, that's a bad sign. Now he can just go willy-nilly killing lands. It would have been nice if he'd drawn any land other than that. Now we have a bit of a problem. In our free draw steps, we could hit a land and approach, right? What's up, Dumbo? So you got another World Breaker. That is neither of those things, deck. Oh, that is a land. So if he doesn't draw the land to play that World Breaker, we will untap and win. If he does draw a land, we can still technically untap and win. We have extra mana, so might as well gain the 4 life, even though I don't think this 4 life really matters. Actually, that's just... yeah, that's fine. So if he can't kill a land this turn, we win. If he can kill a land this turn, we have outs. Alright. So we win. Still in a game versus our worst matchups. Pretty fun. guess technically he could have had Fault Not Seer. I don't. I don't know. Give me my approach. Thank you. Well, opponent drew very, 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 very poorly that game. What are you into today, Dumbo? Alright, so in this match, none of my cards are good. It's just none of my cards are good. Meltdowns are kind of bad. Unsummons are kind of bad. Fumigates ain't great, but I'll keep a couple just in case he's like the TKS with the Reality Smasher and stuff type of sideboard. I don't have anything else that's good in my sideboard. Yeah, I brought the Descent in, but like it's not great. It stops them from being able to buy back a World Breaker in some of them super awkward games. Let's see, my total record with this deck is 19 and 8. Is that right? That's not right at all. I've only lost 6 matches. It's 19 and 8. Yeah, that's right. We're 19 and 8 right now. Um, 2 of those 8 losses, I think, were me playing poorly. 3 of those losses were me not finding 5th lands, and we got crushed by a ramp deck, we got crushed by a Fraying Sanity deck, and we got crushed by a red deck wins deck. But I believe all 5 of the other losses were decks that could have, or matches, or games that we would have won had like even 1 or 2 cards been slightly different drawn. I guess the carousels ain't any good. I think this deck is tier 1. I don't think this 75's per se perfect, but I definitely think this deck is tier 1. This is my favorite deck, or this is the deck that I'm a favorite to play for the Ilmo CS this weekend, or this Friday. Like, at the moment, I'm not really, there's no other deck I'm really considering. Now, I may end up playing something else, but like, there's nothing on my mind that I even want to play. Have not been selling them. They're just kind of sitting on my account collecting dust. I've not opened them though. I have not opened them. I made a vow to my friend Gunner that I would open no more chests. I must heed to said vow. Some of the builds of this deck do have the little Gideon in it. That's what I'm saying. I don't think the 75's perfect, but I'm pretty happy with the deck itself. We're playing, we have a draw that makes our deck look like it's a real deck. Fault Not Seer? No. we look like we're playing a real blue-white deck right now, which in theory, or I mean, in possibility, we may should just be doing. I don't know. Come on, smash my reality. Anything but Hour of Promise, please. Real. Okay, that's fine. I don't care about that card at all. He's got a Might as well go. He can play a Traverse if I try to cast out it now. So I might as well wait to the end step. So he can't play a Traverse. I'm going to go ahead and play this though. A, that card's slightly annoying. B, he's kind of low on cards. And see, if I draw a draw 2, I would rather just play the draw 2 on my turn than practically anything. Really just hope he plays a Reality Smasher if he's going to play anything. That's not a Reality Smasher. No, we'll keep it. We'll have a counterspell for the Gear Hulk if he plays anything. Or we have a Gear Hulk. Yeah, we have a counterspell for the Gear Hulk, and we have the draw 2 if he just doesn't play anything that matters. Sure. That would be one of those cards that we say is anything that doesn't matter. 1, 2. Stacking the clue. It's up to 4 cards though. So like the game's not going great. I'm drawing that Scavenging Ground's a little disappointing. Some brother ruined all my plans. Definitely don't want that thing either. Alright, drawing a counterspell makes me pretty happy. Ooh, and now we have enough mana to counterspell and Glimmer. We're looking more and more like a real deck. Looking more and more like a real deck. Sweet, so now even if he does hit something, he won't be able to stop it from the Gear Hulk probably. Yeah, he has nothing again. Well, I guess we don't want... Supreme Will lets us go 4 cards deep. We definitely put that Fumigate on the bottom. That's probably the Moto Bug. Well. It's a good thing we went 4 cards deep. Because we certainly didn't draw any cards that matter. So you can get an Ulamog right now, which is pretty good for him. That is not an Ulamog. That's also a card we can't do anything about. I would rate our chances poor this game. Especially unless our opponent plays something else this turn. That Scavenging Grounds is really good this game. Oh, we hit an approach, and unfortunately we're putting another approach on the bottom. Could be worse though. Even if he has an Ulamog, we can just top deck an approach from here. I mean, obviously we don't have that good of odds to top deck an approach. You know, 6 of our bottom cards, maybe more. I don't actually remember what I did with the Glimmer. He could not have an Ulamog though. I assume he has something. Wait, why did he abrade one of his zombies? Oh, he's trying to get cards out of his hand for the Seagate wreckage. Interesting. Alright, so opponent didn't have anything. That's fair. That is fair. Lulamog is the 35th card in our deck at the moment. I don't think it's worth... Whatever, I'll protect my life total. This card doesn't do anything else. Spring, sure. So 6 cards away. We can get 2 of them with that. If he ever taps out that scavenging grounds for anything, we get to have some fun. It's the one problem with ramp. Sometimes ramp just loses to itself. Like, I felt like our ramp opponent was a big favorite game 1, and I think he's a big favorite this game, but sometimes they just lose. Sure, it's another hour promise. It doesn't really do anything. So right now, 6 cards down is our win. He's hellbent, so I'm gonna go ahead and... Oh, well, he didn't attack for 1. Now 4 cards down is our win. So if we draw a Supreme Will, we win. That's not a Supreme Will. Now 3 cards down is our win. He's going to use this now, maybe? I don't know. Oh no, he's going to draw cards with that. Well, I guess we messed up. I should have thought about that, and I could have had the Gear Hulk up. That could be a game mistake, or that could be a game costing mistake. Or he could just brick on 3 cards. We've had 2 draw steps and 2 cards, so it should be 3 cards down now after our draw step. Oh, you're talking about the scavenging grounds. No, scavenging grounds is 2 in itself. I should have thought about the spring, though. If I thought about the spring, we would have won next turn. He wouldn't have had an out. Because I would have just glimmered in response to him tapping it. So that was a play mistake. I didn't need to fumigate there. So if we lose this game, we know why we lost this game. If we lose this game, we know why we lost this game. Sure. Well, that card doesn't do anything. That card doesn't do anything but let him know that he has to use a scavenging ground. So 3 cards down is a guaranteed win, but we could technically win before that. Like, it doesn't have to be the last card. It could, or our second approach could definitely just be in the next 2 cards or whatever. Another Supreme Will could be in the next 2 cards. So we currently have 10 mana. Alright, so he's killing 2. That's going to put us down to 9 on our turn. Which means we can no longer Supreme Will. But no, I definitely think I punted this game. We would have 100% won had I not tapped or tapped my mana for the Fumigate. Would have 100% won if it wasn't for that. I'm getting another Fault-Not Seer. Doesn't seem like it does anything. So we know it is 2 cards down, is that right? I'm going to double check on all of this. So we cast the Approach on turn 9. It is currently turn 12, so 10, 11, and 12 is 3 draw steps. We drew 2 extra cards, 4, 5, so yeah, it's 2 cards down. So unless he has another Ulamog, I think we win no matter what. As long as he attacks with Fault-Not, I believe we win. He has to attack with a Fault-Not, though. So let's see what he does. Attack with them all, please. Thank you. We'll leave this on the stack. Then we'll make target opponent sacrifice a thing. If he sacrifices a Fault-Not, we get to draw to approach. So he did sacrifice a Fault-Not. And this is drawing to approach. And we'll take 14. So our other approach is 3 from the bottom. So technically 7 cards deep for another approach. He gets to kill 2 lands with that one. No, we wasn't dead to an Oasis. It's sorcery speed, and we could have gained 4 life. We didn't have to play it like that had he attacked for more. Oh, wow, he's got another Fault-Not Seer. Well, that's a good one. Alright, I guess we've not won. Nope, opponent's fine. He drew a 3rd Fault-Not Seer in that game state, but he wouldn't even have got these turns if we had not played poorly. So what else do we have now? 1, 2... So we can cycle into a Glimmer? Sure. Cycling into a Glimmer would do it. If not for that, we don't have any outs. I don't even know if cycling into a Glimmer would do it, actually. Oh well, I had to punt this game to even be in this spot. If it's not a Glimmer, we lose. We lose. Descent's right here. The descent's been milled. I know you can't see it, but the descent has been milled. So are all of our cast outs gone? 1 cast out. 2 cast out. Alright, all of our cast outs aren't gone. So we can Glimmer and get a cast out and use it on this, and then we would still die to 4-8, like 1,000,000. I believe our third cast out's in the next 3 cards, so we have a 60% chance to hit. Blessed Alliance doesn't win because we die to getting milled. No, well, we lose. Unless I overlooked it, the cast out should be the next card. Did I overlook it? There's one. Huh? Huh. I don't know how the cast out got to the bottom. I was confident we put 2 lands there, but whatever. Anyway, we punted that game to be in that spot. If we cast a Fumigate that we did not need to cast at all. If we hadn't cast that Fumigate, we would have won. The problem is, like, giving up the equity in a match like that, or in a game like that we should have won is really bad because this is our worst matchup, and playing a game 3 is not good for us. Like, we're not a favorite to win this game. We probably will not win this game. So, kind of sucks that I punted a 1 game. If I'd played right, our opponent had no out. Like, he could have demonic tutored and we would have won. But I'm bad. Well, I guess this is about as good as we can get. The Censor's a good draw, and the Gate's a good draw. Think I want my land, so I'm not going to cycle to farmland. Definitely not cycling to farmland now. For our opponent to beat us, he literally just has to play like 7 lands in a row and we lose. That's the beauty of this match. On his side of the board, anyway. Have to counterspell anything that lets him get a land. Anything that gets a land or Fault Not, we have to counterspell. Unfortunately, we still have to counterspell that too. And we missed our land drop, which is extremely bad. It's worse for us to miss a land drop than it is for him to miss a land drop. We play the same number of lands, by the way, and I have card draw spells, yet I'm going to miss lands and he's not. Yeah. If he just has 2 more lands, the game's over. Don't really care about that card. I need my lands more. Obviously. Come on, deck. If he just has another land, the game's over. It's not over, but I mean, if he just has another land, it's exceptionally bad for me. Well, I can't counterspell that. I guess I have to fumigate. I don't really want to, but I don't have anything going on, and if he, again, maybe he misses a land drop, who knows? Come on, deck. I guess I should have played my land so I could have F6'd. Hold control, dude. I just want to press F6. Yeah, well, if he has a land, we're screwed. He had it. He could not have anything, I guess. Like, there's some chance of that, right? Alright, well, looks like he had it. Sucks to be us. Rip. We're looking for a cast out or something now. I'm fine taking to 5. With the exception of him having another world breaker, the 5 doesn't really bother me too much. He's got 2 cards in hand. Oh, it doesn't have anything else. I guess that's good. To battle. Kitty cats. Let's go, kitty cats. Kitty cats give me a lot of blockers, but he's just 1 land away from casting an Ulamog, so. We can censor an Ulamog. That's something, but getting further and further behind on board. I'll negate and or censor literally any spell I can resolve right now. Or anything I can actually counterspell right now. So you tap 4 mana, 5 mana. He didn't tap that for double colorless, so I'm guessing this is an hour of some kind, one of the hours. Oh, it's a Chandra, whatever. He can't really attack. He knows my hand, so he knows he can't really attack. On the alternative, we can definitely attack him. He's going to kill the cat, go to 6. So he needs to hit this turn because we have a Gearhulk. So if he misses this turn, we're lethal. Or if he has to tap too much mana, we're lethal. A lot of different things are playing out this turn. He tapped for colorless this turn, so that's bad. Ulamog! Ulamog is the greatest of Mogs. Oh, that's not an Ulamog. Let me read this card. Well, we have to counterspell that. Grab this little Supreme Will here. Counterspell, target spell. Ah, and we have a Censor to protect from his 1 mana, so looks like we did it. He only drew 1 payoff spell and we beat him. And that guaranteed us a pity chest. On to round 4. Maybe Ramp's not as hard as I thought it was, because we should have 3-0'd him had I not played right. Or had I played properly. Yeah, we're pretty happy about every time we get a pity chest. And we're rewarded by winning the dice roll. This hand's fine. It's a little weak versus mono red, but I'm pretty happy to have this hand versus literally any deck that's not a blue Gearhulk deck or a mono red deck. I'm fine having this hand versus Ramp as well. Again, Ramp's not a good match for us, but this hand's fine versus Ramp. It's about as fine as any of our hands can be. I rarely draw tunes on turn 1. Ooh. Second Censor makes us happy. That means we'll waste the first Censor on any spell that we can counterspell. We'll even kill a Servant. That is a damn good question, Dumbo, and I'm not actually sure how to answer it. I don't know. That is a quality question, and I do not know the answer. We've not tested enough to know. That's something we should probably find out at some point. I mean, I want lands more than I care about that card, so I guess we'll just look for lands. Kind of want them both. You can only make 1 token with it, so. Ooh. We don't mind drawing the second approach. We do not mind drawing a second approach. Elder Deep Fiend's kind of annoying out of their deck, but the rest of their deck's not too annoying. We'll cast Fumigate next turn regardless if they add anything to the board or not. I mean, if he casts like Deep Fiend, obviously we can't cast Fumigate, we'll just counterspell it, but... Well, that's not something that we wanted to stumble across. Probably should have cast Fumigate there, but Mono Reds felt very good. The first one needs to resolve, the second one doesn't. Sorry, the first one doesn't, the second one does. I misspoke. Yeah. Dope's got it. I just want to land. So he has 3 cards in hand. I'm gonna take the. What the hell is this? Motomart has sent us a trade request. Why are you talking to us, Motomart? Anyway, we'll go back to our game while we ignore Motomart. We don't understand what Motomart's doing. Anyway. If he's got Elder Deep Fiend, this is a losing line. If it's anything else, it's not really a losing line. Yeah, I don't know why Motomart will open trade with us. We'll go ahead and minimize it. I have some number of approaches in our hand. A number of approaches that we'll lose if he's playing Elder Deep Fiend. I have not bought from Motomart in months and months and months. Nope, definitely not asked them to trade with me on the library. I don't even have a library account. Don't even have a library account. Maybe this is the same thing that was happening to the doctor last night. Somebody kept messing with the doctor. Not sure. Don't really know. Yeah, I'm assuming it's a Tro. Not that worried about it. Probably not, James. There's actually company at my house tonight or today. So he has negates. He has Chandras. Deep Fiends are relevant. I kind of like all of these cards versus him, but I don't think I have enough things to sideboard out. On the draw, I don't mind to sideboard out some of these. Card Mania. We'll hit reject. Go to help. Account settings. I think there's something I can go somewhere where I can stop people from messaging me, but I don't remember where it is. Sorry, people. There we go. That should do it. I knew there was something. They're technically ladies, but they're like 6. They're my nieces. So that's not what you're referring to, Mr. Perverteroo. I definitely just don't have enough things that I want to sideboard out. I've been pretty much taking these out as a blanket. Cardmania is probably on my friends list. We'll check it out in a second. So I have to sideboard out one more card. Alright, we'll just sideboard that out and we'll go over here and we'll remove Cardmania from our friends list. And you, sir, can no longer send us messages. You're welcome. We'll remove you as well. You can, but if they're on your buddies list, they can still message you, from what I could tell. Maybe I missed it. So I have to remove them from my buddy list as well. Huh. This hand on the draw. It's probably good enough. But it's just barely. It might not be good enough. Kind of surprised that somebody as small as me is getting trolled. I usually add the bots that I still have credit with because I'm dumb and I will forget that I have credit with them if I don't add them. I often have like 90 cents left over on a bot and I just go ahead and do that. You know, so I know to like go pick up my commons or cheaper airs from that bot first and then I forget to remove them. But you're right. That is something that I will probably do off stream. I'll probably remove all those bots. Yeah, this hand seems reasonable. We just have to hit a few lands, and it'd be nice if he doesn't have. It'd be nice if he doesn't have the. What do you call it? The negate for the fumigate that we're most likely going to need. It would also be nice if he doesn't just slam Chandra this turn. If he slams Chandra this turn, we have a problem. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You know, for anybody who likes this stream, they should click on my Twitter there or beneath us in the info on the chat. And on said Twitter is a link to a link to something. A link to a link to all the deck lists we play and every time we go live. Yeah. There's also a link to my YouTube on my Twitter, but my YouTube's not great at the moment. There is no crouch cam. Not ever since ICQ quit becoming a thing. I think this card is actually a terrible, terrible Magic card, and I think anybody who plays it is making a massive mistake, even though it's clearly good in this spot. Because that could have literally just been any creature and done practically the exact same thing. Except if it was any other creature, it would still be good on this following turn as well. Survives fumigates, but I don't think that's a good enough reason to have it. Maybe in the sideboard. I've saw it might be playable in the sideboard, so I'll rephrase. Yeah. Well, they had to negate. So we have to draw a land or we lose, and if we do draw the land, we could still lose. Well, we drew the land. But like, that could have just been any creature, and we took damage on both of those turns regardless. It's a playable sideboard card at best. That's a good one. Yeah, we take another 5, it appears. Oh, no other 5. Interesting. So we can Gear Hulk and have a counter spell, or we can Carousel or Carousel. I think it's better just to play the Gear Hulk. I've gotten so fat I can't find my crouch anymore. Interesting to see what our opponent does this turn. We could definitely be dead to a number of things. The Rona certainly looked very good this game. It's not terrible out of the sideboard. They usually need 2 negates to beat you, from my experience. 1 negate's not really been enough. Sure. Go ahead and get us a Gear Hulk. Gear Hulk is the Blessed Alliance. Target opponent sacrifices an attacking creature. So he does have a second negate. Kill that, go down to 2 then. And that's kind of bad for us. It's probably safe to attack, but I'd rather just not. We die to Glorybringer no matter what. We don't die to Chandra, but that was the second negate. Like I said, they typically need 2 negates. There's a chance they could have won this game without that negate, but they typically need 2 negates. Well, they took the time to play their land, so I'm going to assume we're not just dead. Never mind, it's a Glorybringer. You can tell by how he... Oh, it's not a Glorybringer. Nice. was going to say you could tell by how he tapped his land, but I guess not. Well, guess we'll start with this. I knew it was a double red spell because of how he tapped his land. It's just... We'll keep this one. He can't block, so we'll go ahead and gain 4 life. Bristling Hydra's fine. What does our opponent have attack-wise? Well, I guess we'll start with cycling this. See what we get. A cast out. Well, cast out does things. Guess we'll go ahead and throw this on this. See if opponent has the third negate. Could have like a lightning harness or something too. That'd be good here. The second Gearhulk's going to be fantastic. Kind of just want to land. That's a cast out. I definitely don't think I wanted that cast out. The meltdown might have been bad. It might have been better to save the meltdown, but I thought I was going to be tapping out this turn, so I just wanted to throw it on something. Might lower his amount of options or something. The way he played that turn, though, really makes me think he's got a third negate. Lafnium Hillian. Sure. Do you want it to go up? I can bring it up if people need it to. He's just attacking with those two? Ooh, is that a good card? Put you on bottom and you on top. Well, I guess if I'm going to be casting that thing, I might as well try to block it all. Seems like the best block I can make. You can make your Windows bar sensitive to the mouse and doesn't show on your stream. You gain a bit more space. I'm actually not sure what that means. Sorry, I'm kind of computer illiterate. So I kind of want one of these Gearhulks to die because of this. Sure, so that would use all of his energy, and that would kill just some things, but not even a lot of things. I don't feel like I even have to play The Descent from Unsinful now. It's just a nice little backup card if things go poorly. It's just a nice little backup in case things go poorly. You can right click the bar on the bottom and change the settings so you only see when you hover right over it. Right click the bar on the bottom. Well, we have a Blessed Alliance for that thing. Your taskbar. Oh, where it hides my taskbar. Sure, so you're saying hide the taskbar. I don't even know what I clicked. Hidden? Eh. Sorry, mate. I'm not real bright. I'm just going to cast the Linvala. Like, we're way ahead. I'm not worried about trying to get value out of it. We still have our get out of jail free card in the Descent. And this puts him on a 2-turn clock with a cast out. I can do this. Oh. I guess I can't do that. And it's not really bothering me, unless it's bothering you guys. I don't even notice it, to be honest. How good of a draw would an approach be right now? Oh, wait. Not a good draw at all. I could just like not screen capture all of that. I'm just doing a screen capture. I could just screen capture the window. Guess that's probably better. Yeah, I can set that up next time. I wish OBS would or Magic Online would let you just game capture Magic Online. That's what I would really like. Yeah, so we're waiting on our opponent, and I feel like we're pretty far ahead right now. I think there's a good chance we'd have lost this game if his Ronus had been basically any other card. I guess Ronus could have been basically any other card and we would have lost. Any other creature. Whatever creature he cut from his deck to play the Ronus would have probably beat us. We've not won yet. Okay, never mind. We've officially won now. I am a big, big hater of this card. It's fine in sideboards. And, I thought it was fine when the Monument deck was real popular, but I'm just not a fan of this card right now. Anyway, that's 4-0. Let's see if we can get the old 5-0 Dino. I've never had a 5-0 of this deck yet. We've got legions of 4-1s. In fact, the past 2 leagues I streamed were both 4-1s, so this is at least a third 4-1 in a row, and it could be even better than that. Yeah, I'll work on that for the next stream. I'm supposed to be getting a layout and stuff, so have this second monitor here to plug up, but I've not plugged it up. Improvements are coming. I've just had a lot on my plate. There's been some dentist appointments and doctor's appointments, and I finally got rid of my neck beard. So like I shaved and got a haircut yesterday. Well, I technically didn't shave. I had the haircut person shave me, but that's fine. um, doing some business related stuff in real life. Been sorting a lot of magic cards and posting a lot of magic cards on eBay, but hopefully the stream doesn't die before it gets better. Working on it though. The YouTube's going pretty well though, even though the YouTube is just unedited VODs right now. Pretty impressed with how many people watch the YouTube, considering that like there's literally nothing on it but these streams. I think I'm closing in on 100,000 minutes watched. And our opponent's there. Don't have very many YouTube subscribers, but for it only being up 5 weeks, like we're getting pretty close to 100,000 minutes watched, so that's pretty sweet. But it's like I said, it's just unedited videos. Anyway, we get to go first, and we're playing for the 5-0. Hand is slow, and we're on the draw. And we have 2 draw steps. We'll try it. If they're playing versus black-green or something, this is probably a good hand. If they're playing versus mono-red, I probably just gave them game 1. So this can find us a land. If they're playing versus mono black Eldrazi or mono black zombies, we're probably fine as well. So we can Supreme Will to get a land if we need. Seems like it's the Zombros. You know, I don't think I care about taking that 1 point of damage. I'll probably cast Supreme Will on whichever 3-drop he plays, just to try to get him to overextend a little more. I'd kind of like to try to save the Fumigate for post Liliana's Mastery, which is the reason that I'm holding back, instead of just letting that resolve. Game 1's felt pretty good versus these decks, but game 2 and 3 have felt quite a bit different. I'm going to let that resolve and use the Blessed Alliance now. I'm actually trying to save the Fumigate for till he plays his Liliana Mastery. Or until he plays a Diregraph Colossus. Go ahead and play that. I'm going to attempt to save the Supreme Will now to get us to the approach post-Fumigate quicker. Like if I draw an untapped land, I'll probably Fumigate next turn regardless of what's on the table. Well, I guess that's not true. If he doesn't play anything, I'm not going to Fumigate. I'm willing to take 2 damage forever. Dark Salvo. Hello, DeCandio. How you doing today? Do you plan on streaming later? Please say yes. Yeah. We'll go ahead and Fumigate now. We may just draw a land next turn, so I think it's fine. If he didn't have a land that turn, he missed a land drop, so he may not even be able to play the Mastery. Obviously, him drawing a land and playing Mastery is worst case scenario for us. Alright. Well, he doesn't have enough turns to win now. So he doesn't have enough turns to win now. He literally has a 1 turn. Oh, you need to stream some of that. I actually have skipped. I've not played Hearthstone since they nerfed the Pirate Warrior stuff. Like, I need to get back into Hearthstone. I missed it. I've been playing a lot of Eternal, though. I noticed you streaming Eternal. Eternal is a fun game. I wish I could get Eternal on my phone, though. I have an iPhone. You can only get Eternal on Droids. Yeah, he missed land drops. Didn't really have anything going on. Anyway, so some of the black players have been playing Lost Legacy lately, which makes me bring in all of this sideboard plan stuff. I don't really like it. If they don't have Lost Legacy, I definitely don't need any of it. I think Unsummoned's not great this match, even though it can technically hit tokens and stuff. And I generally just shave some of the other cards. And as usual, I never know what the one last card I want to take out is. I'm probably just going to cut 1 hour, but hours seems to be good for when they go crazy. Just cut another sensor. I don't know how to sideboard. Oh, did they? I didn't know that. I am 100% downloading that as soon as my stream's over. Man, you just made my day. You don't know how much that you literally just made my day. This hand's kind of weak, but he's on a mulligan, so I'm going to keep it. If he hadn't mulliganed, I would have definitely mulliganed. With him mulliganing, I assume I have time. Sup, Silent? What are you doing today? This hand was pretty on the weak side of keeps, though. Probably should have played the Plains there, just to bluff a Blessed Alliance that I would never cast in that spot, but... Excuse me. I just don't want him drawing a card this turn. He can't draw cards until we can draw cards. He's only got 2 cards in his hand. Not drawing a spell yet. I guess I'll cycle it. I could hit something that he can't get. It's gonna suck if I hit a better drop, but whatever. I don't know if I'm happy or sad that my opponent missed with a Transgress. We've not drawn a spell this game from our opening weakish keep. We're 4-0 right now. It's been pretty good. We beat Mono Red, we beat Zombies, we beat Ramp, and we beat... Sorry, we beat Mono Red, Teamer, Ramp, and Black Green. So, we've had to play versus some pretty tough opponents today, but Like we're literally played versus every deck that could even be argued T1, I think. We've ran pretty hot in spots. Sure. Well, he played his land for the turn, so technically he didn't play his land for the turn, but don't even care. Don't think I want to cast out. Just looking for a fumigate. That is neither of those things, by the way. We have the full 7. Huh. Yeah, he can have that. I don't think it's worth wasting a hieroglyph on a get lucky cycle, especially when we have a Blessed Alliance and a Meltdown. Pretty excited about the Hearthstone expansion too, but the Candio just told us we can get Eternal on our iPhones, man, so I don't know about the Hearthstone anymore. I assumed that's what he would take with that, which was another reason I didn't play the Illumination, but I'm so excited about Eternal. Can't wait to like literally log on Facebook and tell all my friends that play Eternal, because I don't think any of them know. See? You didn't know. You're excited too. Well, we know he's going to take this, so I might as well go ahead and pop it. May not hit things, may hit 2 things. Yeah. We might lose a game where our opponents missed on multiple transgresses. That's kind of awkward. Don't have anything for 4 mana sorcery speed to play, so there's no reason to cycle during my upkeep. Yeah, it takes a while to earn them totally free to play, but the drafts are pretty fun. And I'm going positive on golden drafts, so I'm kind of wanting to look into Hex too. Hex I've not tried. I'm wanting to divulge away from Magic a little. Things to play off stream. I could play Eternal on stream. My buddy that taught me how to play Eternal is using my draft strategy now, and he 7-1'd his first draft last night. He was pretty happy about it. I guess that's fun. We gotta hit something sooner or later, right? Could have looked for a counterspell there. It might have been worth it. But we have enough mana on our following turn to play the farmland and. I'm not casting the Meltdown, so might as well see if we're going to hit first. We did not hit. So we need to draw one of our 7 board wipes. Probably in a pretty good spot if we do. That is not one of our 7 board wipes. It happens. Not that worried about it. The Meltdown can be put on glares, and it can be put on Hazards and stuff like that, even when they have extra attackers, so I think so. I think it's a little bit better because of that. The Great Flood. This is not that bad. It's just 14 out of like 21. So we're dead on board next turn regardless, I think. This is a little loose, but... Now we need to draw the Descent because he has the Relentless dead. Just drawing a Raft's not great right now. Needs to be Descent, unless he taps mana for some arbitrary reason. We're not dead on board because we used the Meltdown that turn. He would have had enough. He would have had 10 to kill us with next turn had we not did that. That's not even particularly great right now. He gets these two things back, but seems better than not casting it. He can get this back too if he prefers. Seems better than not casting it though, because I am going to gain some life. But yeah, he gets his Relentless Dead back and either the Lord or the Crypt Breaker, whichever one he prefers. Probably the Crypt Breaker. Oh, never mind, he wants the Lord. Him getting back the Lord's probably better for me. Sure. Now we have enough mana that if we draw 2, we can draw 2 into another Wrath. Ooh. Well, another land's definitely not ideal. So, really kind of want to draw a Descent now. Yeah, he's not attacking. Okay, there it is. I thought that was weird that he wasn't attacking with the Lord. It's just odd to me. That's a decent draw too. Well, I guess technically we can draw just an approach next turn and win. If he doesn't have Lost Legacy. We can draw a draw 2 into it. Like, can draw a Descent. Sure, is that lethal? Nope, not lethal. It's pretty darn close though. So we need to draw a Wrath, an approach, a draw 2. Fumigate would be good. Blessed Alliance does nothing. He'll definitely attack with them all, so the Blessed Alliance doesn't really do anything. We only drew 10 spells through 12 turns though, so. The fact that this game wasn't ended many turns earlier is pretty nice here. Sure. Attack with them all and we are dead. Yeah, got remotely close. We're like 3 draw steps off, or sorry, 2 draw steps off winning. Oh well. Anyway, back to the sideboard. I think sensors are considerably better on the play than they are on the draw. I'm pretty fine with everything else. Kind of want to bring the approach back in, but I don't really know what to take out. Whatever. I'm just going to leave the sensor out. I don't really know how to sideboard. This hand's terrible, but we have lands and we have a glimmer, so we'll try it. It's another kind of loose hand that I'm keeping. Well, if he doesn't draw a discard spell, we win on turn 8. If we live to turn 8. Sure. Think it's worth making him kill one here? That way I can still glimmer on the following turn. Cast out. That's an interesting one. Was it worth cast out the Crypt Breaker or not? Probably not. He wasn't drawing that turn, so I don't think he's just going to discard and make a zombie this turn. Think he plans on attacking again? Oh wow, I messed up. I'm supposed to play the basic planes. Jesus, I'm bad. That could have been a game costing mistake because I wasn't really paying attention. Yep. Yes, I did. Let's see if it costs us the game. 3, 6, 9, 11. Well, I don't have time to... Yep. Huh. That's not GG. We can still draw a Fumigate. Trying to decide whether it's worth drawing the Fumigate over 2 draw steps. Or whether we just put a cast out, take a bunch of damage, and get a draw step. Alright, well, we lose. We punted, though. I wonder if it would have mattered. So we would have been able to go 4 cards deeper. Oh, look, it would have mattered. 100% punted that game. It's kind of a tilt. Kind of a tilt that I was talking and messed up. But, you know, it's my fault for misclicking and not paying attention. 100% my fault. Rip. Oh well, anyway, thanks for stopping by, everybody. I appreciate you coming. If you're new here, there's a link to my Twitter down below, and on my Twitter, all the deck lists I play and when I go live is there. However, you see how poorly I play? It's probably not worth clicking my Twitter. See who's on. Probably gonna just host Dave. I subbed to Dave. Dave's a good people. He's testing some kind of blue-black zombie deck right now. Anyway, I'm not even going to tell you guys about my YouTube because it's not worth it. But I appreciate you guys watching. Sorry that I punted the 5-0. Oh well. Take care, everybody.